So, hi and welcome to the Firefly Adda, your virtual conversation starter, a platform which showcases thought leaders from different walks of life. Today, we'll be talking about a very well known influencer, a mother who adorns multiple hats, such as fashion, blogging, fitness, travel, and lifestyle, a woman of substance, a woman of power, a woman of positive influence, and a woman of meaning. Let us celebrate womanhood today with Mehak Kukkar Mehra. Hi, Mehak, and welcome to the Firefly Adda.
Thank you so much, Kush, and thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Thanks.
Great to have you here. So I think I did read out multiple hats. I mean, how do you actually sort of, manage all this? Yeah, I mean, we're talking about traveling, lifestyle, blogging, fashion. How do you, sort of manage to, roll around, these different facets of life?
Well, it's very kind of you to compliment me, Kush, but I know a lot of women who handle a lot more than this. I'm sure you also have a lot of such women in life. And I think it's about prioritizing, right? What your main passions are in life, whether it's work, whether it's fitness, whether it's travel, whether it's spending quality time with family. It's a little bit about multitasking, and it's little bit about cutting slack to yourself when you can't achieve everything on your to-do list on a daily basis. I think it's a combination of that, plus most important, I think a great support system, which
Mhm.
in India we are blessed with,
Yeah.
right?
No, absolutely. So I think we will actually break up our conversation basis the pointers that I defined, which is fashion, blogging, fitness, travel, and lifestyle. And I think keeping the lockdown and the unlock mode that we are in, I think it's very important to maybe touch upon the relevance of fashion, in these days. So, what according to you is the relevance of fashion and styling in these times? Does this period of lockdown and unlock period bring down the priority of upkeep, and what are your recommendations, if any, to keep the fashion quotient going?
Kush, I would be lying if I say that, oh, fashion is number one priority for all of us at the time being. No, it is not. I think it is more about being healthy. It is more about your grooming. It is more about being tidy and well presented so that you feel good about yourself. You feel mentally very happy, and fashion, I would not say that, oh, I'm in my night suit the whole day. I definitely have a nice shower, wear nice clothes, but I'm in comfortable clothing. I'm not in fashionable clothing all the time, and so are a lot of us, right? We are focusing more on our fitness, on our immunity, on our health, and now that the city has opened a little bit, maybe on our grooming, more than fashion. It's taken a backseat. Having said that, it's I read a great quote today that it's just a bad year, it's not a bad life. So things are going to return to normal hopefully next year, once we have the tools to fight this pandemic, and it will all return to normalcy, sooner or later. So it's okay. I think it's about 6, 8, 9 more months, so it's fine. Fashion can take a back seat.
I think, yeah, I absolutely sort of concur to what you actually say. But, from a psychological perspective, there's no harm in sort of dressing up and, showing up for that Zoom meeting, right? So, what are your thoughts around that?
I mean, you know that better, that Zoom has just overtaken everything in our life, whether it's birthday parties, whether it's work, whether it's chatting with your girlfriends, whether it's connecting with your family. It's all about Zoom. But, which is great. We have reconnected with people which we would not do earlier, right? We've spoken to cousins, we've spoken to friends, etc. So as far as your fashion for Zoom is concerned, I think that's more relevant for an office person or official meetings. So there, I feel that you should be presentable. Kush, it's a visual medium. At the end of the day, Zoom is a visual medium. You cannot ignore that fact. You should be well kept. You should wear, if it's a girl, you should be wearing a nice shirt or a nice solid colored top with minimum or less jewelry, not too much dangly things around you. And as far as your bottoms are concerned, you can wear anything unless you're getting up to fetch a file, and you don't want to be in your shorts. So dress well, dress to make it look professional. If you are in a professional Zoom meeting, do not take it for granted, is what I feel.
And like you mentioned, I mean, fashion is going to be the lowest priority at this point. So, most of the retail sort of outlets are the worst hit, during this pandemic. So, what according to you is going to be the impact of this pandemic on, our wardrobe in terms of maybe size, variety, and choice? So, do you have some sort of perspective to that?
It's already kind of impacted our decision making so much, right?
Mhm.
Kosh, the whole pandemic has really impacted. We have all spent so much time introspecting and thinking about what we need, what we don't, to stop hoarding. The size of the wardrobes are definitely going to come down. They've already started shrinking. We are recycling, we are reusing, we are repairing things. In between, when it was a complete lockdown, we have been repairing things and we've been using them. So of course that philosophy has already come in live, and that's the way forward. Having said that, it's not going to be a overnight shift. It's going to be a gradual shift. And people, like, now I know, me, my friends, we are maybe buying more of lounge wear, or maybe some comfortable t-shirts to wear at home, which also brighten up my mood, that I'm not just in a night suit the full day. I'm wearing a nice t-shirt with maybe track pants or shorts, or comfortable yet happy clothing at home. But of course the size of the wardrobe is small, because I don't need too much variety because I'm at home.
No, absolutely. I mean, the consumption habits now have sort of, changed completely. Inverted is what I would actually, think about in terms of how we look at maybe fashion, and that, being the least priority. So, so in terms of the narrative around the trends that you actually look at, so everything has sort of taken a downfall, and what do you think, fashion community overall should actually look at in terms of coming together as a community and maybe looking at, this pandemic as an opportunity to, come up with something totally different, or a, parallel way of bringing out fashion, or, different type of brands within this pandemic. So what are your thoughts around that? Any parallel sort of a fashion cult that you can, think about at this point?
That's already happening, as you say, Kosh, parallelly. Like everybody, even the designers, even the factories, even the workers are know that sustainability is the way forward. And it's a long process. We have to educate ourselves about sustainability, whether it's a fashion designer. We had a great session with Anamika Khanna. She's a renowned fashion designer from Calcutta, and how beautifully she's been supporting her craftsmen and workers, even now, when she has literally no orders. But how beautifully certain designers, or I would say a lot of Indian designers, a lot of brands are supporting their staff, they are supporting their employees, so that they have money. So I think a consumer is really going to relate to a brand philosophy going forward. A lot of us are going to buy local. We are going to look for a made in India label.
Mhm.
We would want to support local going forward, and we are going to be buying lesser but maybe more versatile pieces which add to our wardrobe, which we can use multiple times, maybe accessorize them differently. And on that front, talking about social media, like I'm present on Instagram, so there are amazing influencers, fashion influencers, who are doing a great job of restyling, maybe a white shirt, restyling a black dress, so that the day when everything opens, we are going out, we just don't run to the mall to shop to hoard. We look at our wardrobe, we look at our existing pieces, and make sure that we have versatile stuff there. People are, we have it's our eyes have been opened to the packaging, the logistics, the transport, the production, and the damage excess of it can cause to our planet. We have seen in our own city in Bangalore, the 2 months of lockdown, how lush and green the city has looked, because there's been no traffic on the road, there are no parcels going around, there is less plastic. So everybody is focusing on that. And definitely, I'm sure the designers, the producers, the manufacturers are thinking on those lines. It's not going to be an overnight change for anybody, the producer or the consumer. But yes, that shift has started already, which is great.
Great. So I think this pandemic has also sort of hit a lot of fashion brands. We did actually touch upon those aspects, and I read somewhere in an article which sort of suggested that most of these fashion brands are moving their spring summer collection till late October to sort of clear the inventory. So what are your thoughts around that? How are fashion brands now going to play around with what they have, and what is their strategy going to be going forward?
It's sad, but it's true that yes, the fashion brands or retail industry has been hit badly by this pandemic, along with the other industries. And as you very rightly said, there is not going to be any spring summer line, whether it's high street fashion brands or it's big designers. There is no summer spring summer line. It's definitely going to be the brands have already gone on sales, brands like Zara, H&M, Mintra, Amazon, fashion is already on sale. A sale which would usually happen in July, right? That's already happened now. They are getting rid of their inventory. And luckily for us in India, our summer is till September, October. So the brands get that window, to get rid of further inventory. And then they launch their lines maybe in, next to Diwali. So at least in India, we get that breathing space. And otherwise, internationally, what I've been reading is that the designers are straight going to come out with a resort wear line for 2021 March. They are not even planning any capsule collections before that, and that's economically sensible.
Absolutely. Now, we did actually touch upon a few of the upkeep habits, which we can actually sort of look at, when we are sort of settled in and, being cozy at home. What are a few other maybe home styling and fashion trends that people can sort of, follow, even from a makeup perspective? So if you can actually, bring out some light on what kind of makeup, people can sort of wear. Everything is virtual right now. So I think, is there a new way of defining how makeup is really done virtually, to be virtually presentable?
I feel makeup is such a beautiful and a personal thing, and you should definitely go for it. Girls, if it makes you feel good, if wearing a nice pink lipstick makes you feel happy, if wearing a bright nail polish makes you feel happy, if maybe covering your dark circles with concealer, even if you are at home the whole day with children, makes you feel happy, please go for it. For example, I went for a hair touch up 1.5 months ago. As soon as the lockdown opened, I did that because it just makes me feel fresh. I feel happy about myself. There is a zing in my step. So you should definitely keep up your grooming. It should not take a backseat, because I think it keeps you mentally very happy. When you look at yourself, if you look and feel fresh and
Mhm.
nice, then there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Absolutely. Bang on, and really some great tips around that. So let's now talk about Mehak, the blogger, and the fitness expert. In a way, I mean, you are a mother of two, so you actually are a very avid blogger, and you advocate fitness as well. So how do you actually sort of get time to focus on your fitness routine? And you did mention that the pandemic has actually given us the extra traction in terms of realizing that fitness is the paramount aspect that we need to focus on. So how do you actually manage to find some time for your fitness, and if there are any some good tips or best practices around this that would really help in terms of other mothers who really want to pick up this fitness attributes?
Uh, Amazing question, Kush. It's a subject that's close to my heart. Fitness, you know that because you're my friend. I think it's about prioritizing. And for me personally, being in a routine, even now, even in lockdown, works beautifully. Of course, my children are in a routine. What time they're eating their meal, what time they're playing, if they're doing some worksheets, etc. For me personally, I also like to be in a routine. So when on a normal day, when my younger one, she's only 1.5 years old, so she still has, a 2-hour nap period in the morning. So that's when I try to take out a quick 45 minutes for myself. I
Mhm.
put Anahita, my older one, to do some activity, coloring, blocks, etc. 45 minutes, she knows that mama is going to exercise and she's going to be so worked up that let me do my own thing, let me give her those 45 minutes. And I try to take out those 45 minutes every day because one is that of course this is the time to keep your immunity up, it's not the time to fall sick. Number two, when you have two young kids, both below 4 years of age, you are running behind them the whole day, so you need that stamina, strength, energy, because you are not napping during the day, so you need that. So I think, how do you do that? How do you achieve that? You do that only by exercising daily for about 30 to 40 minutes. And it's something I think a lot of us have just, recognized in this pandemic. But for me, it's also like a great mood lifter. It sets the tone for my day. I feel very happy once I've finished my workout. And it's just a great day then.
Great. Now, staying on the topic of motherhood, right? So, motherhood, I actually I read this in your blog rather. So, it was a very interesting line, which actually read, "Motherhood has actually given you new wings to your creativity," and that's very interesting observation that I actually had on your blog. So, can you actually talk us through how motherhood has actually changed your perception and brought in this creative mindset of yours, which will actually sort of inspire other mothers? So, I think this is a very important question.
All mothers are inspiring, Kosh. I think it's one of the toughest jobs in the world and one of the most underrated jobs, motherhood. And when there are women, we know so many in our circle who are juggling a full-time job, who are juggling a house, who are running a house, motherhood, who are juggling maybe a joint family with them, then just hats off to them. So before, just to give you a little background, before I had Anahita, my first one, I was working in our family business full time. And then when I had Anahita, I chose to not go back to full time work, maybe spend more time with her. And but I also realized that it's a rewarding job, and it's a very individualistic journey, motherhood. For me personally, I feel only motherhood does not define me completely. Like, I have a lot of facets that I have to have the creative juices flowing. I have to express those. So I didn't want motherhood to be the only thing that defined me, because it did not. For that purpose, I started this blog. I thought I'm going to help friends, brands, entrepreneurs, ventures in putting out their word, and it just picked up very beautifully. I come from the city of Jaipur. I belong to Jaipur. So I've always had friends who would be going to Jaipur and tell me where to shop, ye batao, kya khaएं. So I've always had that information. I would know the right place to shop, right place to eat. That started happening in Bangalore also. Like, there was a point where Bangalore girls used to come to me and ask me, where should I go to shop and where should I pick up this from and where can I source this healthy food from. So I thought, why not share my knowledge at a wider platform? Why not help upcoming brands, established brands in spreading out their word? And it just really inspired me when I met so many people. It kept the creative juices flowing beautifully, and at the cost of my flexibility. That's what I wanted in a career. So I always had that flexibility with my blog, that if I want to spend 2 hours with my daughter, if I want to travel, visit my parents, if I want to go for a holiday with my husband, I should have that flexibility. And that's the whole idea why I started the blog. So it
Absolutely.
actually gave me wings. Motherhood gave me wings.
Absolutely. So I think staying on the same point, I mean, I see you as one of the great influencers in your field of fashion, blogging, lifestyle, and travel. So, how has this journey been so far? How did you actually, make it this far? So, any sort of tips and tricks for other, sort of budding, influencers who could actually sort of pick up, from you, that would actually be great.
I think long way to go for me, Kush. Long way to go. There are just certain amazing influencers out there who are doing a great job. Currently, I would say it's become hugely about value addition. If you are an influencer, you just don't have to tell people that, oh, buy this top or buy this bag. No, you have to maybe share your snippets about your motherhood journey, share your snippets about how to calm down a child. If you are completely a fashion influencer, how to as I mentioned, style this outfit in 6 different ways, how to style this accessory. It's about value addition, how to have a positive mindset, how to have a positive mental health, in such times, and how social media can be positive rather than a very negative space. I think if you are able to hit that chord with your audience, and you are true to your content, and you are aspirational yet relatable, you are relatable as a mother or a fitness enthusiast, you even show your weaknesses, I think that's the way to go forward for an influencer. People should be able to relate to you, and you should add value to their lives with your fashion advice, motherhood advice, travel advice, food advice, whatever it is.
Absolutely. I mean, bang on. I think the value, I think people really look forward to that, and you're actually bringing out that in different ways. So kudos to you. I think one aspect that we missed out was travel, which is also a part of your, thought process. So I want to understand what do you exactly talk when it actually comes to travel?
First of all, I'm missing traveling so much now that
All
you
of us are.
all of us are like, we're so used to packing up our bags and going to the airport, or catching a train to Mysore, and doing all of that, so missing that aspect. So travel has been an integral part of my life for the past 10 years, I would say. When I lived in Jaipur, I worked in my family business there, and I it was a garment export business, so I traveled the whole world. And I think I get the travel bug from my father, who's a firm believer of that there is no education like travel, getting to know about cultures, getting to know about food, dealing with different people, making mistakes in a foreign country and learning from them, making mistakes in a different city and learning from it and evolving to be a different person. I think there is no better learning than travel. So we have traveled a lot. I've traveled a lot with my siblings, with my parents. And after I got married with Shravan, we've, luckily in Bangalore, we are blessed with so many spots around us, like Coorg and Kurnoor and Ooty. We've done all that. There is Goa always. So travel has been very therapeutic for me, like for a lot of other people. Although I'm a well-planned traveler, I like to book my hotels in advance. I cannot just go to a city and and with children, how travel changes, and how you can still enjoy travel, how it can be seamless. I think that's also been a huge part of my blog, because I traveled a lot with Anahita. Even when she was 6 months, her first trip was when she was 3 months old. We went to Thailand for a wedding. And how, if you are mentally prepared, it can be a seamless journey. You don't have to stop traveling just because you've had kids and you want them to grow till 6 years or 7 years. I don't believe in that. We have traveled with both our kids and we've enjoyed it. And hopefully we'll do that next year now.
No, I'm actually quite caught up on your blogging website. I'm very fascinated with the way it's really, coming up. Would you want to maybe talk through that a little more? What really went on into sort of planning the whole, website, and what was the vision, and what were the outcomes like? Maybe the complete journey, maybe in a line or two, or maybe 3 lines, if you would want to maybe talk through that, just to sort of bring in some perspective to people who want to maybe pick up these facets of lifestyle, fashion, and travel, and build their own blogging platform. So maybe for them, if there is any head start that you would want to maybe give, that would be a great piece of takeaway from them. Yeah.
Yes, Kush, definitely. So I would say one is that know your vibe. Like I vibe in the sense that I feel my vibe is vibrant. I like vibrant photos, whether it's food, it's family, it's my house, or it's fashion. I like the whole vibrant vibe. I feel that if somebody is coming to my page, they should feel happy and nice, and not gloomy and sad. So understand your vibe, understand your passion. For example, if it's makeup, then make sure that you know everything about makeup, educate yourself so that you can pass on that education to your viewers. Number three, if you are planning to make it a career, a money making career for yourself, never ever hesitate in approaching brands you want to associate with. I have done that initially, and after that they have just they'll just start coming to you if they think your content is great. So never ever hesitate in reaching out to the right brands, collaborators, influencers. Always reach out, never hesitate. I think it's a great journey forward.
Just like how I never hesitated in reaching out to an influencer like you. So, getting you
I'm
on board
glad.
on my
I
platform.
think I reached out to you. I am very happy to be on your platform. It's
Yeah.
been a privilege and an honor. So I think it was the other way around.
No, thank you. Thank you for being so kind with your words there. So yeah, so really look up to you. So thank you. Great stuff.
Thank
So
you,
now
Kush.
the pandemic situation. So how is this pandemic sort of shaping up Mehak?
Uh, so I would be very honest with you. Initially, when the lockdown started, I thought, oh my God, it's going to be so suffocating, and how would I not go out every day, because I was the type of person who would, one outing a day to must hai, jana hi jana hai.
Mm-hmm.
But surprisingly, I accepted it. We accepted it beautifully. I think a lot of us have. It's really hit us deeply. All of us, we've thought about the health of our parents. A lot of us have not met our parents in 8, 9 months now. And people living in foreign countries are going to see their families maybe after a year. So it's really hit you there. I think it's made your priorities in the right place, that health is most important, family, having a good meal. I think these are the three most important things in a life, right? And
Yep.
freedom, which we would take for granted. And now, because we are curbed,
Yeah.
and the day when everything is fine and when you taste that sweet freedom. So I think for me, these four things, that my health, my family, food, and freedom, have really impacted me. Like, these are the four things I've thought about constantly, and this is what I'm going to take forward. And I've already started passing it on to my children. Like, it's mandatory for them to be healthy. It's mandatory for them to be fit, and it's actions speak louder than words. So when I'm exercising, or my husband is exercising, my children are seeing that. And we have to get our priorities right, and I think all of us have felt that.
Absolutely. So I think maybe a couple of more questions, maybe from your perspective. So are you, from a future-wise aspect in mind, so do you actually have something envisioned for your near future in terms of maybe running some online workshops, everything, going online? So anything that you want to maybe, bring out as a platform to, sort of share your knowledge with others? Are you thinking in those lines?
Yeah, so maybe, write a lot more, even on my website. Like, currently, it's all become Instagram centric. I also have a website. That's where the whole concept of blogging started. So maybe write more detailed blogs there, because Instagram is nice for a short, sweet note, not very lengthy notes. And I think the future for social media, per se, is very video oriented, Koshna. Videos on Instagram, which is IGTV, or YouTube video. It's going to be very video oriented, because you are able to share so much more.
Yeah.
And you are able to, like, show yourself in real time. So it's going to be that, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on also.
Fantastic. So a final one. So any sort of a success mantra that you would want to maybe leave for the audience, glum moments. So anything to sort of cheer them up, maybe something which is very personal to you, which has inspired you. Maybe if you would want to maybe share that with the audience.
You are bound to have down days in whatever career or field, or even if it's blogging for Instagram, you're bound to have down days. All of us feel that. But have those 5 6 triggers that make you happy. Get on, move over that low spot, and get back to it the next day. I think consistency and hard work is most important, coach. I feel consistency, not giving up, is, I think, any career for that matter, any field for that matter, whether it's fitness, whether it's food, whether it's health, whether it's blogging, whether it's your career, or whether it's maintaining relationships. Just be consistent. You will have down days, forget them, move over, and that's about it.
Some great thoughts there, Mehak. Some great takeaways for us as well. This was a very vibrant conversation that we've actually had, and I'm pretty sure the audiences will actually have some great takeaways from this. So, would love to thank you for being a part of
Thank you
Wi-Fi
so
Adda.
much, Kush.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I hope the audience has some takeaway and some nice things that they learn here.
absolutely, they will. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Take care.
Thank you, Kush. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.